Connor's got a visual of the tornado. You can see a funnel here. Not as easy to see, but there is a dust cloud at the bottom of that. Oh, well, there you go. Now you can see it. Hold on. Let's go full.
I'm starting my live stream here.
Take a lot of time, unless it tries to do a messy Alright, we'll go back here. So that's your old missile right there. That is liquid now. A new tornado may begin to form somewhere here. It's very difficult to tell exactly. Also now an observed destructive PDS severe for 2.75-inch hail for Greenwood in southeastern Nebraska. So there you go. Let's see here. I don't see any clear signs of a meso handoff. I don't see any clear signs of it. Velocity is starting to increase a bit now on the southern storm, so we'll need to keep an eye on this for a tornado threat. Possibly a tornado threat as it goes into Plattsmouth, also near Murray in southeastern Nebraska. So like I said, that tornado's now lifted. It's still an observed tornado warning, but it has lifted now. They will probably put that back to radar indicated here shortly. whenever they want to do their next update on this polygon. I mean, both of these are great options still to chase. Both of them would be photogenic, most likely. They both have the same chance of being a photogenic tornado, because look how discreet now both of them are. So we just have two supercells that we're going to be dealing with for the next 4 hours straight here. Peak tornado activity is now all the way till 11 o'clock tonight. After 11, we start to lose instability, and these storms will probably be mainly big hailers, less of a tornado threat. This northern one has kind of been struggling a bit in terms of a messiness. It's been just cycling multiple different times, so I think the southern one here has the best chance of being a very long-tracked supercell. Doesn't mean a long-tracked tornado. It means a long-tracked supercell. I don't think we really have an environment for a long-tracked tornado today. I would go south. Then again, I would have went south a long time ago, so I would have missed this photogenic tornado up here. If I did actually go south, which, I mean, I would still be going south, honestly. Look, you've got two boundaries on this sucker. You've got two boundaries on this southern one. Yep, Connor's going south now, too. I can't tell you how high debris was lofted because there's so much stinking hail. I can't tell what's debris and what's hail. It's way too difficult to tell. I can't find out which is which. I'd say I can comfortably say debris was probably lofted about 6,000 feet up. But after that, I can't tell what's debris, what's hail. But man, did this thing ever drop a absurd amount of large hail. All that I just circled is hail, and the tornado is this blue right here. And this was 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago. So it looks like your occluding tornado, that hook echo is now fully occluded into the base of the supercell. I mean, it literally took 5 minutes for that to go from a classic supercell to a fully occluded hook echo. This may try again, but it's difficult to say. You can see it has that same outflow dominant look now, as it did as it went through the Bentington area. We go back here, you can see it had that same outflow dominant look as it went through Elk City, Washington. And then about, give or take 15 minutes after that, it dropped a tornado. We'll see if it can do the exact same thing here as it heads towards Underwood in west central Iowa. Chaser said that tornado actually was still on the ground here as it occluded. As chasers were leaving, they said a tornado was still ongoing. That was like 2 minutes ago. So this may potentially have still been on the ground. But I mean, it's significantly weaker, and it's probably lifted. If not, it's going to lift very, very soon. Either way, it's a dying out supercell. The one that I would be dropping south for, I would probably almost be there by now. I would have dropped south at... Right when I said it. Right when I said it is when I would have dropped south, which was right here near Fremont. I would have started taking this southern route right here.
Central Cass County in southeastern Nebraska, Cass County in Nebraska.
That's this one. This one is tornado warned, I believe. Yep. Oh!
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Oh, it's on the ground.
New information.
Weather spotters have
This
confirmed a tornado
warning has been upgraded.
ongoing west of Weeping Water. Wow.
It was such a late put out.
Wow. So, tornado already ongoing, heading towards Murdoch, Manly, Weeping Water. Make sure you are all in your safe spot. Tornado is ongoing right now. Oops, my bad. I didn't mean to have Connor's feed zoomed out. Let me see here. Okay. All you guys could see was chat. That's good. Well, there you go. 2 observed tornado warnings. I think the northern one, I think that's fully lifted. We'll keep an eye for it potentially recycling on the southern side as it goes towards Weston Underwood. But we do have a tornado ongoing here in Murdoch, going towards Manly, Weeping Water, Murray. That is where Connor Crop is currently booking it south to. I don't know if there's... Oh! Actually, I do know a chaser who was on this storm. I don't know if they are still on this storm. It was this guy. Let's see. I'm going back in this chaser's footage to see. Oh, yep, he is on this southern storm still. Let me just double check you guys can't hear this audio. You cannot. Dang. This would be a very, very low precipitation tornado. If this is on the ground, like chasers say, it would be an extremely photogenic tornado. Man. I don't see any tornado on this right now. I don't see a tornado with this from this chaser. That doesn't mean there wasn't one, though. It could easily be rain wrapped more into the core. You just might not have a good visual on it, but... Alright, Chaser just said the tornado lifted here. So, that whole time, this tornado was on the ground. Chaser just confirmed it lifted. Wow. So this small little area of rotation somehow carried a tornado that whole time. This is when I thought it lifted when Chaser started diving south, but actually it was still on the ground for an additional 3, 6, 9, 13, about 13 more minutes after that. So it just now lifted. That explains why they kept it observed this whole time. That explains why they kept it observed. That's crazy. Still don't see any obvious signal of this being on the ground. It's very hard to see. Maybe this? Let's see
Yeah.
here.
I said what?
Um, Read temperature 0 meter to freaking tornado. A 909 millibar? I'm assuming that pressure is in millibar. Yo, what? How did they not, like, scream? Was that in millibar? He just fully 0 metered this sucker.
Bill, I'm
What?
not unemployed.
I'm so confused.
Hold on, undeployed?
I want to know if that was millibar. If that was millibar, they just recorded a 909 millibar tornado. I want to know what they measure pressure in. Like, they literally just went, they didn't go full, no, they were fully inside of it. They were just feet from actually being in the dead center core of the tornado. Oh my goodness.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I'm so confused. I just click on this dude's stream and he says, yeah, 909 millibar, 909 millibar. 909 pressure. He didn't say millibar, my bad. 909 pressure, and I just see debris fly across their screen. What was that? I click on, and I see just debris all across the Dominator 3, and someone in the back's just saying 909 pressure. Like, what do you mean they just 0 metered a tornado? Like, wow. Like I said, I really want to know if that was millibar, though, because if that's millibar, that is insane data that Reed just got. Reed just got insane data if that was a 909 millibar tornado. I mean, insane data. Wow. Let's see here. I mean, you can measure it in PSI, but a 909 PSI is a wildly high millibar that I don't think we've seen. So that doesn't make sense.
Come on, isn't that?
You wouldn't measure it in PSI. Let's see. I mean, the only thing that makes sense is millibar. That's what we measure things in weather. Typically, meteorology is we measure pressure by millibar. Yeah, there's that tornado report, probably from Reed, right here. Approximate location of a tornado viewed on live stream. And then this was from emergency management there. Man, both of these look really good. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm gonna ask Twitter. Possibly the worst idea ever. I'm gonna ask Twitter. Dude, that's insane. If that was actually a 909 millibar tornado. So still a confirmed tornado going towards Manly and Weeping Water in southeastern Nebraska. Make sure you're in your safe spot. It's definitely possible to get a 909 millibar tornado. I believe we've recorded as low as 880 millibar tornado before. So it's definitely possible that you record a 909 millibar tornado. Oh, man. Man, look at the northern one. They're both very, very photogenic storms. That northern one recycled fast. Not great inflow just yet, but holy cow. We'll see. Also, I would like to note there is lower temperatures up here, so you actually have a pretty good chance that this storm's not as elevated, which means it's going to be able to take up more of the environment up here. You can see another tornado report there, so your tornado was definitely not lifted by this point here. There was a chaser who reported it still ongoing there. Move this over here. Wow. Still observed tornado for the Weed Whackers storm. He doesn't really have a great visual on it from what I could tell on stream, even though I don't really know exactly where it is, though. Just where he's pointing his camera right now doesn't have a great visual of it.
we're committed,
Man.
right? We're staying here until we feel like we don't need to be here anymore. And who knows when that'll be. But we've got the ability to track these things as they go towards Des Moines. All right. So Des Moines, you guys are in the line of fire for potential severe weather tonight. And we're going to be here for you as the storms approach you. So we'll at least be here until the storms get to Des Moines. But man, this one right here really looks like it wants to produce another tornado. So McClelland, I really hope that everybody in McClelland is taking shelter. If you know anybody in McClelland, let them know what's up. Be like, hey, it's looking like the real deal. Hold on, let me fix this. This is gonna bug the crap out of me. Daggone it. Daggone it. Good enough, y'all. It's YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Live production. That's best I can do for now. That's the enhanced risk area today, though. If you know the thing that I was just playing around with there, if you're in the orange, you're where we're talking about tonight. If you're in the yellow, we might get to you at some point. I'll tell you one place that we are not talking about today at all, and that's Clarksville, Tennessee. These storms are nowhere near Clarksville, Tennessee. I know we've got the town tuning in, but we're good. We're good in Clarksville, Tennessee. All right, so I do have good news. I have great news for anybody who's just now tuning in. We now have 2 radar-indicated tornado warnings. We no longer have any observed tornado warnings. Right as soon as we went live, we had 2 tornadoes down. Those have lifted. But here's what we have to consider. All right? Here's what we have to consider. These storms are going to continue for quite some time, and they are going to stay discrete. So they are going to have the ability to produce several tornadoes tonight. So we don't want to let our guard down. They're cyclical. They're cycling, right? So we have got to keep a very close eye on these as they continue to move east. And once again, we're going to be here for you at least until these get by Des Moines. And yeah, the closer they get to Des Moines as well, like the less significant the tornado threat gets. So the tornado threat is kind of maximized right here around Omaha. The farther east these go, the more we're going to be concerned about hail and damaging winds. But at the same time, we can't rule out a tornado even as far east as over there towards Des Moines. So this is a good time to remind y'all, if you know anybody that lives out here, please give them a ring. Be like, hey, check this out. We've got a tornado watch. We've got an enhanced risk of severe weather. We've got this guy on YouTube hooting and hollering about this is, this might be, these might be some big storms. So pay attention. Lots of people up here in Nebraska and Iowa have been under lots of tornado warnings and watches before, and they're probably pretty accustomed to maybe not paying attention to all of them. You know what I mean? That's what we're trying to get rid of, that mindset here. Here's a look at the tornado watch, by the way. A couple tornadoes possible. Scattered hail up to apple size likely. Scattered wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour possible. Let's stand up here, bulls. Cody Jones says Omaha has a dome over it that protects us from severe weather. You know what? Right now, it kind of looks like that. These storms literally split right over Omaha. Gonna miss you by a mile. But, hey, now hold on. This storm right here that's forming on the west side of Omaha right now actually doesn't look too bad. How many Omahonians? Wait, what do you guys call yourself? How many Omaha people do we have in here? Do we have a lot of Omahonians? That's the real thing? Do we have a lot of
Yeah,
people
I
from
know.
Omaha here? I know it's been a while.
Same.
It's been a while since we've been here together. Welcome back. We've been talking a lot about Tennessee and Mississippi here recently. It's your turn. It's your time of year now. So we'll be hanging out some for the rest of spring, I believe.
Okay, now we're gonna start on the game.
Omaha?
Okay, we're gonna start the game.
Omaha homies? I like that. Well, if you're just now tuning in, we have a pretty serious situation developing around Omaha where we have a couple of tornado warnings. We had a tornado on the ground just to the north of Omaha. That is no longer on the ground. However, the storm that produced that tornado continues to move east into Iowa, and it is currently producing baseball-size hail as it comes through Underwood and it heads towards Hancock and Oakland. Now, on the southwest side of Omaha, we have another tornado-warned storm that also was just recently producing a tornado. It is no longer doing that. However, it continues to produce lemon-size hail as it moves towards Menard, Murray, and the Iowa border near Plattsmouth. This is a destructive severe thunderstorm, once again, capable of producing lemon-sized hail, and that's happening north and south of Omaha. But in downtown Omaha, you're not even under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. However, I believe that you might be. Like, this storm right here is coming together decently, and this might actually be a significant storm for downtown Omaha. So we're keeping an eye on this. Everybody in Omaha, stay tuned. If you end up under a severe thunderstorm warning, we will be the first one to let you know, or maybe even a tornado warning. There's a little bit of rotation with that one. It's not crazy, but it's something that we will certainly keep an eye on for you. All right. Yeah. So these storms are pretty wild. Even like not specifically talking about the tornado aspect, just the size of them and the amount of hail that we're seeing, that, that's pretty impressive. So here's what the base of that storm looks like. This is the southern storm. So this is the one near Weeping Water.
What?
And man, I mean, it's so close to producing a tornado. It's not even funny. You might as well go ahead and call that a tornado. If that rotating mesocyclone crosses over your street, you're definitely going to take on damage. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we really need you in your safe spot in Manly and Murray. If you're in the town of Murray, this is the storm that's coming for you right now. Man, did I get taller? I feel like I'm not fitting in the camera thing. But yeah, this is a live look from Cass County, Nebraska. Golly, look at that. That's on the ground, isn't it? Dang, y'all. This looks like, if this ends up persisting, that could be a big tornado. That could be a big tornado. It looks like the beginning stages of a large tornado here. So once again, if you are directly in the path of this right now, if you are in the town of Murray, and that's in Nebraska, this is Cass County, Nebraska. This is a live look at the tornado forming here at the base of this supercell. Now, hopefully this thing falls apart, because once again, that's that looks like the beginning stages of what could be a big tornado. So yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this. We're going to keep that above my head. But I also want to show you some of these other storm chasers we're looking at. Freddie McKinney is up there in Pottawatomie County in Iowa. Adam Lucio is in McClelland, Iowa, giving us a view of the more northerly storm. But Ryan Schill's he's the one that's actually on that one farther to the south that's very close to producing a tornado right now. And that's on this storm down here. Those other storm chasers, they were on this one up here, closer to Oakland.
New information.
Okay, so we
This
did get
tornado
an
warning
upgrade
has
on
been
our
upgraded.
tornado warning, it looks
New
like.
information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
And that's for this one. So they did upgrade this now to an observed tornado warning, likely from what we just saw there through Ryan's feed. So we're back in the camp of believing that we do have a tornado on the ground here, and It's going to be moving over towards Murray. So once again, nothing really has changed here other than now the National Weather Service is on board. Weather spotters have confirmed a tornado. Get to shelter now in Murray. The good news is it's quite rural out here between Manly and Murray. Let me take a look and see what we got out here. That rotation that we were just looking at, what we're looking at on this camera above us, is right over 132nd Street, which is south of Waverly Road. The closest landmark that this is near is called Red Line Concealed. All right. It is actually getting pretty close to the Nolte Farms Airport. Okay, so if you know where the Nolte Farms Airport is, that's about where the tornado is forming right now. And it's going to continue to move east towards the Omaha skydiving area and the KO Roofing and Storm Repair shop. Would you look at that? KO Roofing Storm Repair is in the direct path of this storm that's trying to produce a tornado. So let's come back over here full with Ryan. It does look like it's not as healthy of a storm as it was when we first flipped over here, but it's still rotating and it's still somewhat making contact with the ground. You see there's some dust getting kicked up there right underneath where you see that rising motion with some of the lower clouds. So this is still a storm that's very much trying to produce a tornado. Wow. But yeah, once it gets past KO Roofing Repair, that's when it gets into the Beaver Lake area, and there's a ton of houses over here. So hopefully this thing spins out before it gets over there. So this is about where that tornado is right here, and this is over here near Beaver Lake. So we really don't want this to continue to be on the ground as it gets over there. But everybody around Beaver Lake should be sheltered right now. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a weather spotters confirmed tornado on the ground in Cass County, Nebraska, near Weeping Water, specifically closer to the town of Manly, moving towards Murray in Nebraska. You're going to want to take shelter. This is one of the weirdest looking tornadoes. I mean, you can see on the ground there, you can see it, but it's like coming out of the supercell sideways, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Man, if that condenses down to the ground, that's going to be a really incredible look. Thankfully, it's not hitting anything right now. So we're going to keep on this live shot here from Ryan because, man, I'll tell you something. We don't have a lot to talk about other than this. We've got 2 tornado warnings. The other one a little bit farther to the north isn't producing a tornado right now. We've got eyes on it. This is what it looks like via Adam Lucio. This is what it looks like via Freddie McKinney. So we're kind of paying closer attention to this one here from Ryan. And then we've got the other tornado warning. The only other storm that's on the board right now is this one that's about to come into Omaha. And I know we've got some Omahans, some people from Omaha in here. And you guys should know that we probably will get some hail and some wind on the north side of town, specifically around DeBolt and Carter Lake and Briggs and Clara here soon. But so far, the National Weather Service hasn't even issued a severe thunderstorm warning for this portion of it yet. So it's this is the weaker of the 3 storms that's actually going to go through Omaha here. To the south, though, man, this storm down here is such a monster. I mean, this is huge. Plattsmouth, you guys are about to have an hour of one of the most intense storms that you've had in a while. And it's just going to be heavy rain and large hail for like an entire hour, maybe an hour of lime-sized hail. I don't know what in the heck that's going to be like, but you're going to want to be indoors for that, that's for sure. Yes, we did have a live view of the Dominator there for a moment. Let me see if I can pull up some audio here.
It's a little.
Oh man, that sounds terrible. Ryan doesn't have great service right now.
The punch of the RFD.
All right, guys, put Adam in 1, and I'm going to put Ryan over here while I work on something real quick.
Oh my gosh, it's on CGs. We're gonna have to punch through the RFD here.
All right, y'all, give me just a second. We're going
to get
to
anywhere.
watch Ryan like this for a second. And give me just 1 second.
A new tornado watch has been issued.
Just now tuned in, this is a
They keep
live look.
blasting east here. God, there's
from Ryan
literally
Scholl.
dust at like almost every inch of my car. I haven't seen this much dust in a while. I just don't want the wind to kick off my Starlink. Is my only thing.
What? Wait, the outlook is so bad?
I mean, I'm literally gonna have to clean off every little inch of my car. That's how bad it is. It is bad.
Oh, okay, my bad.
It's still an observed tornado warning for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it anymore either.
We're heading east.
Give me just a second, y'all. I'm working on something in the background. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a couple tornado warnings. I'm going to go through the
Hopefully we don't
whole
have to deal with the corn
shebang here in
stalks
just a second.
flying around. We're gonna. Whoa!
Global.
Big time CG strikes now.
A new PDS severe thunderstorm warning
All
has
right, we're
been
getting
issued.
some considerable severe thunderstorm
A new
warnings.
PDS severe thunderstorm warning
Okay, there's
has
a
been
Casey's up
issued.
the road we can go to. There's gonna be a Casey's up the road before we cross the river. Omaha's gonna be safe for the night. Now, you still have a storm, but you should be okay.
All right, I'll tell you what I was working on. I had to fix something with a
This thing's
guest
spitting out CG
that will be
strikes like
appearing on the
crazy.
stream here at some point. But we should be good now. So yeah, that's Ryan Scholl. We can put him back in 1. Actually, at this point, probably Adam stays in 1. If you're just now tuning in, we are covering a situation where we've got some tornado warnings right now. This is still an observed tornado warning here in Cass County, Nebraska. Even though we're not observing it, we're not seeing a tornado down, but we've now seen this storm produce 2 tornadoes now. So if we're in the town of Murray, we've got to take shelter. We got to take this seriously. We also have another tornado warning up here And this one starting to look interesting once again. But radar indicated rotation, baseball size hail just moved out of McClelland, now working over towards Hancock and Oakland. This is a very powerful storm moving up towards Oakland. Please take shelter over here. Also in York Center, you guys are probably getting in on that baseball size hail right now. That's the storm that's eventually going to be moving up into the the Des Moines area out of Omaha. And yeah, for the most part, I think you're going to be fine tonight in Omaha, but the big part of your storm is actually coming through right now. I'm still surprised you don't have a severe thunderstorm warning yet. Do you think there will be an EF5 in May? Who knows? If there's ever a time for an EF5, May would be the time for it, I guess. This is likely going to continue to be an active severe weather season, especially as we get into May. But I mean, literally nobody knows that. You know what I mean? No point in speculating on it. The Omaha dome. Hey, listen, Omaha, you guys don't have much of a dome. This is a decent storm that's forming up here. I personally think that it deserves a severe thunderstorm warning. I would bet if Andy was on the Y'all Watch module, he would probably issue a Y'all Watch for Omaha just for severe thunderstorm impacts. So I'm just saying, like, it's not that much of a dome. Now, hey, the two bigger storms definitely are missing Omaha. But this one up here north and east of Omaha now, the one that's getting closer to Oakland, man, it looks more and more impressive every second. Baseball size hail in there and a potential tornado coming together. This is a live look at that. You're starting to see the lowering, starting to see a little bit more rotation there as well. Live look from Adam Lucio. How many people do we have watching from Des Moines right now? We're going to be keeping an eye on these storms as they approach you. Ryan, is this going to weaken as it heads towards Des Moines? Yes. However, I still think there's a good chance that Des Moines gets in on some big hail, maybe even a tornado warning or two. So we're going to stick with these as they go over your way. At this point, you know, we're not really forecasting, we're nowcasting. So that's why we're live. Whenever it seems like the information that we did in the morning video is no longer relevant and we need to get new information out to people, that's when we go live. And that's what's happened here. We had a very, actually pretty relatively low chance of tornadoes today, but everything kind of aligned just right. And we actually had a couple tornadoes touch down. So we was like, hey, let's go live, let these people know. We currently, at this moment, don't have any tornadoes down, but we have some very powerful storms. Honestly, stronger storms than what I was expecting around Omaha, just in terms of the wind speeds and the hail size. Baseball size hail, once again, coming up towards Hancock, Iowa. We got to let people know about that, right? And then we've got the lime size hail moving through Plattsmouth right now over towards Malvern. So, yeah, big time destructive storms going on out there around Omaha. The one that's going through Omaha, apparently below severe limits, but I would say that if you live in the northern part of Omaha, this probably feels like a severe thunderstorm to you. It is baseball season, that's right. And in several ways. Yeah, it is hard to get an official EF5. Like, that is something that is very rare, and it's getting harder and harder to get them.
A new tornado warning has been
issued. And also the quality of the homes that are built. So, like, new homes that are built in this day and age, honestly, aren't that great. You know what I mean? Especially ones like your more common houses that are built to, you know, whatever the lowest standards are. It's not hard to destroy them. just to be honest with you. So when the engineers go and survey the damage, they have to take note of that. It's like, yeah, it destroyed this house, but also it was just standing on top of some concrete. You know what I'm saying? So like they can't rate that an EF5. It's a very flawed system. It's a very flawed system how we rate tornadoes. And we do have a new tornado warning for Pottawatomie County, Iowa. They've just extended it out now to include Carson and Griswold. And this is what's coming for you. So this is a live look at that from Council Bluffs, Iowa. As the storm moves closer, once again, to Oakland and Hancock.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Oh, and it looks like they've
New
upgraded
information.
it.
This tornado warning has been upgraded.
They've upgraded the southern one again. So, yeah. Oh, okay. All right. So they just upgraded this tornado warning farther to the south. So this is now the third time that we've had an observed tornado with this. I don't see it through Ryan Scholl's view, but this is apparently now a law enforcement confirmed tornado down here. That's the one that Ryan's on. So we're gonna keep an eye on him. But yeah, we're now assuming that this tornado is on the ground again. This is what that report looks like. There was a tornado impacting a residence back here north of Weeping Water. So, you know, I don't necessarily see the tornado down, but like let's assume that it is down. The National Weather Service has access to, you know, some different information than us. So if you're in Murray or now Bartlett, Tabor, or Randolph, you need to be taking shelter out here in portions of Iowa and Nebraska. So this is Cass County, Nebraska, Fremont County, Iowa, and Mills County, Iowa now under an observed tornado warning. We've got a law enforcement tornado here, and we're about to see from Ryan's point of view the base of that storm. But man, we can really see the base of the more northern storm from Adam's point of view. And man, I mean, this one just keeps looking better too. So this, what we're looking at here is the storm that is currently near Taylor and York Center. And it's moving more towards Oakland. Okay. So if you're in Oakland right now, we got to have you taking shelter. You got baseball size hail potentially. And of course, a tornado trying to develop here as it comes towards you. You're under a tornado warning for the next hour. Some other places that are included in this tornado warning here that we should really call out include the Riverside Community Elementary School. We've got Oakland Manor, the nursing home, that's in the path here. Also, the Oakland Fire and Rescue Department in the direct path of the rotation as it comes together. Yeah, Sheriff Nato. Man, the one that Adam's on here really looks interesting. So here's something else that we've got to consider. It wasn't really a factor today because we had tornadoes coming out of these storms before the low-level jet kicked up, but now the sun's setting, and we are going to see a pretty dramatic increase in that low-level jet here in a moment. So we might see one last real quick uptick in the intensity of these storms, and we'll probably see a couple more tornadoes before these things become mostly wind and hail producers. So if we're in Griswold, Malvern, Tabor, over towards Shenandoah, we should definitely continue to watch out and not disregard these storms as they move off to the east. I'm hearing reports that Connor Croft has a really good view of the storm as well. Croft has a really good view of the storm. Croft has a really good view of the storm. Connor Croft has a really good view of the storm.
So, guys, update. Just getting things reset up here. Ryan is having some problems. YouTube just shit itself, so just give us a few more minutes.
Left.
Oh, he just changed his camera to see what was going on out there.
What? Y'all, but I don't know. But, I don't know. I'm just joking.
Croft has a really good view of the storm.
Conspiracy! No, but seriously.
Why is it so windy on his stream?
Well, hold on. So Reed Timmer just said
Because-
something about a wall cloud. Where does he see a wall
Well,
cloud?
yes, there's a wall cloud right there in
Oh,
front of
shit.
them. That's the wall cloud.
I love
He's
how.
looking right at it.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
by the
there it
way,
is.
they downgraded it. They downgraded it. It's
The
radar
wall.
indicated again.
Radar indicated. Yeah. All right. Yeah, good call.
What in the world? I can't see anything on Connor
Croft
stream
has a
because for
really
some
good view
reason
of
his
the storm as
camera's
Well,
so
so-
laggy.
Well,
We
to
still
be,
have though that destructive.
There we go. Now I can see.
We still though have that destructive severe thunderstorm warning on the northern one for
Oh,
baseball size.
What in the
did it
What
work?
in the
And-
world is Connor looking at? Is that lowering?
let me take a look.
Am I live?
He's yelling at some random person in front of him though.
I can't tell. It's got an RFD surge
We're
going the
back?
range.
Are we back? Dream text. Can we confirm? Okay. Oh yeah. So we didn't have to. We don't have to start a new stream. Okay. Sweet. Guys, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I'm to be honest with you, I'm blaming it on Y'allbot. Y'allbot's been running wild. We put it on all of our computers. It's probably, self-spread itself through the entire network, and it's sabotaging us now. I don't know. But we're back. That's what matters. And we didn't have to start a new stream. We didn't have to send out another notification, which is a beautiful thing. But yeah, we lost everything here. Everything went down for a moment. So we're back now. We're good to go. And we still got tornado warnings on the board, man. We've got a couple of tornado warnings. So just in case you are, just in case you missed it, we've got a tornado warning currently for Fremont County, Iowa, Mills County, Iowa, and Cass County, Nebraska. And we've got a tornado warning up here for Pottawatomie County in Iowa. So this is coming up towards Oakland here as it goes towards Griswold and Lewis. So those are our two tornado warnings. Omaha, the worst of the weather is past you now. Okay, it's past you. So we're good. We're good in Omaha. Now, our main focus is going to be places like Atlantic, Iowa, Red Oak, Clarinda, Creston, Bedford, and Greenfield. And of course, we're going to continue to monitor these storms as they approach Des Moines as well. Let's put Stormrunner Media in one back room. Give me a real quick. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're back. We're back. I'll be honest with y'all. I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but I think it was your all's internet actually. I think it was you guys. You just needed to refresh. No big deal. No big deal. I'll let it slide. Oh, did you guys lose the screen and relay? Okay, I'll fix that. I'll fix it. If I can remember how. Got it. Okay, so we should be back we should be back now. So we're going to get back into the coverage here. We're just tracking these tornado warnings. By the way, when we last spoke, we had an observed tornado warning. Now we don't. Now we're mostly concerned about the hail threat with these supercells right now, but the tornado threat is still there. So if we're in Tabor, Iowa, we need to be in our safe spot. Man, what an incredible view though from Stormrunner Media out there near Pacific Junction right now. Thanks for sticking with us. Yeah, thanks for sticking with us during the little hiccup with your connection there. Once again, I'm going to let it slide. Looks like we've got a new considerable severe thunderstorm warning, and man, it is quite considerable. And by the way, this is what Storm Runner Media is driving through right now. A considerable severe thunderstorm warning for Cass County, Iowa. We're talking about 60-mile-per-hour winds, tornado possible, 1.75-inch hail coming into Atlantic and Anita, Lewis, Cumberland, and Massena. All right, so that's what we're talking about here as this storm moves off to the east, getting closer and closer to Des Moines. So yeah, we've got a ton of traffic cameras all the way down I-80 here. We'll be able to track this all the way up to Des Moines. And then it looks like these storm chasers are going to track it all the way over there too. Ryan, are you in the storm area? No, it's sunny here, man. It's sunny here. That's why I know it was you all that lost the connection. Weather intensity score is currently at 118. When we started the stream, it was at 150. So we currently don't have tornado warnings, and we're just going to continue to relay that information because, man, these are nasty storms. So I want to be clear, like, these storms are a lot bigger than most of the storms that we've covered recently. Now, we've just got done covering a slew of tornado outbreaks, right? These storms are of a different breed. Like, these are big, isolated supercells, and the big problem that you're going to have if you get hit by them is honestly the giant hail. And then, of course, we have a continued tornado threat as well. But the thing, we don't have as much of coverage. It's not, it's not covering a giant area. We're not talking about multiple states across 1,000 miles. We're talking about a very specific area here that's about to get slammed by very large supercell thunderstorms. Red Oak, you guys are in line here probably about an hour and a half from now. Get ready for that potentially golf ball size hail coming in as the storm moves over towards you. Chloe says, it was us in Clarksville.
Yeah, what?
It was us in Clarksville. I don't reckon. They caused the glitch because they were jealous. Dang, son, this is a live view from Oakland, right at the base of the storm there, from Bryce Shelton's point of view. I tell you what, this is going to be a fascinating, just to watch these storms evolve down I-80. I'm telling you what, if you've ever wanted to see a nasty storm, stay tuned. These things, as we get into the evening, especially as the sun sets, we're going to see probably some of the most prolific lightning that we've seen on stream here for a while. And that storm is the one that's up here coming up towards Atlantic, Iowa right now. So we do have another cycle coming together here on this storm that just passed Oakland. It does look like a rotation is increasing here. And, if this tries to put down another tornado, which it looks like it's about to try to do that, it could be a big one. So now all of our focus is kind of on this area right here between Oakland and Lewis in Iowa. This looks like it could be a big tornado producing storm. So let's get ready all the way out there towards Lewis. Lewis, you are not under a tornado warning right now, but you're about to be. And like, we might actually have to think about the very real possibility of a tornado coming together here. So right now, no observed tornado warning or anything like that, but you can just tell by looking at this that we're going to have some problems out of that. So stay tuned here. We're going to let you know as soon as every time a new piece of information comes in, we'll keep you updated. What in the world's going on down here in Council Bluffs? Are these guys just sheltering from the hail? Not a good idea, by the way. If you haven't heard us talk about that, it's never a good idea to park under an overpass during a tornado warning or even a severe thunderstorm warning. Yeah, the storms are that strong. It's making it look that dark. Kelly Green, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Once again, we did not plan on going live today. So this is kind of a last minute emergency live stream because these storms are, you know, honestly, they're looking a lot more intense than what we expected they would whenever we, you know, looked at it this morning. And man, this one's coming together too, man. The one to the south. Go ahead and put Bryce Shelton in 1, y'all. Dang. Yeah, so this right here is another one that we got to let people know downstream. And we just talked about this, right? We just talked about how, you know, these storms were producing tornadoes earlier today in broad daylight. We're talking about 3 hours ago. Now the sun's going down and we're getting that increased low-level jet, which is usually what we are waiting for to get the tornadoes in the first place. The fact that we already know that the tornadoes can happen without that, and we're about to get that rapid increase in those lower level winds, might increase wind shear enough to actually produce some significant tornadoes out of these. So this is a pretty unfortunate situation for the folks down here in Tabor and Randolph. You see this big hook? This is likely about to produce a big tornado here. So hopefully everybody is getting the message. Also, this thing is producing very large hail. You see this glitch? You see that? That is a 3-body scattered spike. And without getting too technical on you, what that means is we've got gorilla hail in this thing. This thing is producing monster hail. So we've got to get prepared for at the very least, golf ball size hail over here between Malvern and Imogene. That's what's on the warning there. Possibly up to lime size hail between Malvern and Red Oak and Coburg. And we're just waiting to see what they do with this tornado warning. They might actually extend this tornado warning all the way out to Imogene. Maybe even Shenandoah, but that might be a little bit too far north. But man, you can tell that the storm's getting stronger just by looking at the lightning uptick there from Bryce's stream. You can also see it quite clearly in Storm Runner Media's stream. Both of these storms are increasing in intensity right now. So we've got very large hail coming out of this thing and potentially another tornado here soon. Remember, this is the one that's to the south and east of Omaha, but we're also continuing to track another supercell up here to the north and east of Omaha that also looks like it's coming together quite well here, I guess you could say. This one's between Oakland and Griswold, so we really need to be prepared over here near Lewis. I'm just waiting. I would expect that we're going to get new tornado warning polygons here soon. What do we got going on here? That's it. Is that This is a live look right now from Stormrunner Media in Crescent, Iowa. Backroom, can you give me like, where is Stormrunner Media on your side? Can you do a view on map? So he's on the southern storm. Okay. All right. So this is a live look from the southern storm. The one that we were just talking about here from Stormrunner Media. This is right near Thurman. So Stormrunner Media has given us a view of this storm from north of Sydney, looking up towards Tabor.
New
and
information. This tornado warning has been upgraded.
And once again, this is a live look right now of what appears to be a tornado here going across Highway 275. And there it is. There's the observed tornado warning from the National Weather Service.
My God, look at that.
So once again, this is exactly what we expected to happen based off of the radar presentation. And now we can see it in real life. We've got a big tornado here on the ground producing damage as it goes towards Shenandoah. So here is the official warning. Put him in one, put Stormrunner Media in one. Here's the official warning from the National Weather Service. Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. You're now under observed tornado warning with lime-size hail. Let's go back to Stormrunner full. And let's get you some mesoscale information, because this is the real deal, y'all. This is a huge tornado capable of doing very significant damage here. And I want to make sure we give you some mesoscale information to go off of. What you're looking at right now is a big tornado on the ground just to the east of Thurman, Iowa, moving towards the town of Randolph and Anderson. The specific area where the tornado is right now
has been issued.
It just crossed over 275. Let me go back here. It just crossed over 275 near the Penny Cemetery. And it is now moving off to the east towards places like the East Nishibanta River. If you live out here, you know what I'm talking about. I probably had a slight mispronunciation there, but the East Nishibanta River. So if you know where Gregory Feedlots is, if you know where that big feedlot is that you pass by on 120th Street between Tabor and Randolph, you know exactly where the tornado is. Here's a full screen view of it. Man, that's a big one. Stormrunner Media, once again, is on Highway 275, giving us a view of this as he points his camera up towards Tabor. He's near Anderson and Sydney, and he's pointing his camera up towards Tabor right now. And this is a live look at the tornado doing damage as it continues to move off towards Randolph. Randolph, this is a small town, but if you're in the town of Randolph, you've got to run, not walk to shelter. This is coming in to, if this comes into the town of Randolph, it'll come in on, imagine you're on Highway 184, you cross the river, and then you go in over there on the side where the Farrell House Museum is, okay? That's the direction the tornado is coming from. It would enter town on the side where Farrell House Museum is. It would exit town on the side where Jim Hawk Truck Trailers is. Everything in between is in the path. Okay,
guys,
so get to shelter. You want to put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible, and you want to obviously protect yourself from flying debris. A mobile home is not a great place to be here. It does look like we've got. I don't see a mobile home park in Randolph, but still, everybody that needs to be getting into the lowest, most interior room, preferably a basement or an underground shelter. And if you can, slap a helmet on while you take shelter. This is the kind of storm that could certainly cause very significant damage. We're talking about the roof getting ripped off. We're talking about the walls caving in and stuff like that. You have to protect your head. Wear a helmet, grab pillows, blankets, whatever you can. Protect yourself from flying debris. Now, we're obviously concerned about Randolph, but we're talking about minutes. If this comes into the areas near Randolph, we're talking about minutes here. We have a little while longer, maybe up to 30 minutes in places like Essex, Shenandoah, and Coburg. So, Coburg, Essex, and Shenandoah, you guys have got to take shelter now. Jared, Tanner, yes. So take shelter immediately. And here's a live view from Matthew Capucci from My Radar. My Radar. If you guys know the app My Radar, Matthew Capucci works with My Radar, and this is a live view from him. You can see some of the large hail that's coming down here in Mills County. So he's also got a view of the tornado, but he just had to turn away from it. But man, this is some large hail coming down there. Go ahead and put Storm Runner Media in 2, and we'll watch them both at the same time here. So Storm Runner Media and Matthew Capucci both are on this storm, and they are providing us a live view of what we just had a live view of the tornado as it crossed over Highway 275 towards Imogene. So once again, Imogene, you got to take shelter. Hopefully everybody in the town of Randolph and Anderson is already in shelter. But man, look at the hail. Huge hail coming down with this too, and that's not just going to be Randolph. That's not just going to be Anderson. We're going to see hail this size, potentially even larger, up there closer to places like Clark, Strahan, Climax, maybe all the way up there towards Hawthorne as well. Man, Matthew or Storm Runner one of these guys is about to lose their windshield. I'm surprised it's still intact. That is some monster hail right there. And once again, if you remember, we were looking, put Capucci in 1. We were looking at these little spikes coming out of the storm here. Back room, come on, let's put Storm Runner in 1. Sorry. You see these little spikes coming out of the storm here. Those are called 3-body scatter spikes, indicating very large hail. Very large hail. And you only get that, especially 2 of them like that, whenever we have, like I'm talking about monstrous hail, and he just lost his windshield. It's gone. It's cracked at least. I don't know what I would do in that situation. You don't want the windshield to actually cave in and then have to sit there while baseballs are flying down at you at 80 miles per hour. So, my goodness, hope Storm Runner and Capucci stay safe. Hopefully they've got eye protection. You know what I'm saying? Capucci's windshield is gone too. And once again, Matthew Capucci is with My Radar, the radar app. So this is some monster hail that's falling with this tornado warned storm that's coming over towards Imogene. Yes. So I want to make sure everybody knows what we're talking about here. If you're in the town of Randolph, you should have been in your safe spot 20 minutes ago. It's almost too late, okay? You got to run, not walk to shelter. We've got a big tornado still on the ground around the Randolph area. Right after that, it's coming for the town of Imogene. All right, so you got to take shelter in Imogene. We also want you in your safe spots in Anderson and Shenandoah, but especially in Essex and Coburg. You guys are in the direct path of this as well. The tornado could be coming right towards you. My goodness, man, that's some crazy hail. I wonder what that sounds like.
Into the big stuff. I don't really know what to do then. Okay. Oh.
Here's some audio from Storm Runner Media stream. And by the way, this thing is still producing a tornado. We've got a larger tornado coming together north of Anderson now.
Where are they at? They're east of us. They didn't get caught up. I know, but I'm saying if they're east of us, where's the position of Randolph? So we can get ahead of this downpour. Because see, look, you hear them? They're absolutely like softballs in here. Here, can I see that for a second?
And let's put Brandon Kopic in 3.
Guys, where are you in relation to Randolph on this east-west road? Because we are absolutely getting demolished, and we don't want to get, hit by something blind. But if we stay here in the hail corridor,
All right, so if you're just now tuning in, we're listening in on the chaser feed here, but I've got to get back to radar analysis because this is a pretty serious situation where we've got an observed tornado here between Randolph and Anderson. We just saw the tornado on the ground. Hopefully that didn't impact the town of Randolph, but now we've got a new circulation here between Randolph and Anderson where a larger tornado might be trying to come together right now as it moves towards Imogene, Shenandoah, and Essex, okay? So that's what's going on there. We've got an observed tornado warning for Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties. We also have another tornado warning currently. It is not observed, but I do want to update you on this because I know we've got a lot of viewers up here. Lewis, Griswold, and Cumberland in Iowa. You guys are under a tornado warning. You're going to want to take shelter. This one is not producing a tornado as far as we know right now, but it could soon. So for the next 43 minutes, stay sheltered. Definitely our more concerning and immediately life-threatening storm is the one down here coming towards Shenandoah and Essex in Iowa.
Yeah, so I was just talking to Daniel a minute ago, trying to figure out these roads here. Which way did you end up going on that, Scott?
And here's another view of this from Brandon Kopp. And the reason I want to look at this is because he's got a very large lowering. And I'm trying to see if it's actually on the ground. Because we through Storm Runner Media's feed, we saw it. Okay, so somebody holler at me if we get a better view of that from Brandon. For whatever reason, we're not able to get it in our system. But if you're just now tuning in, we've got an incredible storm coming into the greater Imogene area. We've had a tornadic circulation around Anderson and Randolph here. And it continues to be, we're going to continue to assume it's on the ground, even though we don't have a current live shot of it. So hopefully everybody, once again, is in their safe spot all the way over there towards Shenandoah, Imogene, Essex, and Coburg in Iowa. This is an incredibly dangerous storm. And tornado continues to be on the ground, in my opinion, just from looking at this. So if you're in Summit even, you're going to want to run, not walk to your safe spot. Yeah, we definitely watched Storm Runner and Capucci there just about lose their windshields. It looks like they're still on, hanging by a thread, and thankfully they got out of the hail for the most part. Yeah, so this is what that tornado looked like just a few moments ago. This was live on the channel here from Storm Runner Media, but apparently Corey Gherkin also had it. So this is likely a very large tornado here. Once again, somewhere between Randolph and Anderson, moving towards Imogene. Hopefully we did a good job of getting everybody into their safe spots out there in the greater Randolph area. I believe we had a pretty good early heads up on it. We need to be watching Freddie McKinney back there as well. as he's getting pretty close. This is a huge, huge circulation here. Honestly, this is a, I mean, this is probably warranted. I'm surprised that they don't have a higher level warning on it. Maybe a PDS warning or something like that. But once again, we've just got to assume that this major wedge tornado is still on the ground here as it goes towards Imogene, Summit, and Solomon. And the good news here is that it's not moving incredibly fast, so we've had a lot of time to hoot and holler about these town names. So hopefully everybody is aware of what's happening here. And if you're just now tuning in, what's happening here is we've got a tornado warning for Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. We just had a video of a tornado on the ground. Now we've got this crazy velocity signature. We do believe there's still a tornado on the ground, and it could be coming right for you in Essex and Shenandoah. Flying debris is going to be dangerous to those caught without shelter, and you don't want to be in a mobile home for this. Also, we've got baseball size hail in here. We just saw that, probably close to softball size hail at times, with the storm that part is also going to hit Essex.
Yeah, but Iowa's nowhere near us,
Iowa, to be getting to their safe spot. The Pioneer County Park Campground is in the path. Okay. Also, the Wabash Trace Nature Trail is in the path. We've also got the Essex Junior and Logan schools in there, and the Garden View Nursing Home. The Garden View Care Nursing Home is in the path here. So everybody needs to be taking shelter here.
Well, we are in tornado season, so expect the unexpected. Just common sense, you know? I mean, this is really nothing new to me, to tell you the truth, and that's just to be honest.
Once again, we've just got to assume right now that we've got a big tornado down. And I'm getting reports that actually the sirens are not working in Imogene, which is a really unfortunate situation. If we've got a big tornado coming into the town of Imogene here, there's a chance that some people might not know because the sirens are not working. So if you know anybody in Imogene, you got to call them and let them know that we've got a tornado warning. And we just had a visual on this. We
but
just
that's
saw
also a
thing.
backlash
We can't
too.
at this very moment, but we just saw a
Because it's
huge
slower.
tornado.
It can grow in
near
strength.
Imogene,
It can
and
go in
that
strength
could be
rapidly.
trying to come into the town here at some
That's
point.
the backlash.
We're going to hope that it slides just to the south, but we don't want to put too much. We don't want to run off of hope here.
It's the same thing as growing in strength, dude.
So one of the things that we've got to really hope for is that these velocities don't tighten on the next scan. I mean, this is just a really intense looking storm. The one thing that we've got going for us right now is that the couplet is somewhat broad. But if these velocities get closer together, if we start to see the very high reds and the very high level greens become more closer together right here in the middle, then this is going to be a huge tornado.
We're going to drop in those miles.
If it's not already. I'm
You
starting to
just
hear
completely
some
blew me
reports
off.
Of, houses damaged on that tornado back near Randolph. And we're hearing that debris is all over Highway 275. I'm
Lightfoot's
honestly
doing other
shocked.
things. He's got his hands
These
full.
storms are way stronger than I thought they would be tonight. Also now getting a confirmation that this is still on the ground from the fire department southwest of Imogene. So the fire department southwest of Imogene is saying that the tornado is still on the ground. Also, I believe
Welcome to
there are some
tornado
storm
season,
chasers that still have a
where
visual of this on
nothing
the ground.
changes, just gets worse. And that's not me being an ass. This is me being real. Welcome to tornado season, where things just gets worse.
Thing, big time Mazzo from the backside. Are you
pretty much.
So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like from Corey's.
Well, hopefully, when Mother Nature ain't being a cunt bag
Again,
that
for
she
some reason,
is,
we're
you
not
can do
able
some
to
miles.
get it in our system here, but I can show it to you this way. So this is that storm. Corey Gherkin out there near Sydney, Iowa,
probably not a
showing
week.
us that massive mesocyclone. This is the big velocity couplet that we're seeing on radar.
Because weather
in
is
real life.
100%
And oh my goodness,
clearly unpredictable.
this
until
is
it's
incredible.
This tornado
Also,
warning
it looks
has been
like
upgraded. A new
we do have a
PDS tornado
there,
warning has been issued.
Potentially right there in the middle. So once again, we're just going
hopefully
to
word gets out to those people.
assume that this is down. And of course, now we have the PDS tornado warning. So the National Weather Service has issued a PDS tornado warning for Fremont, Mills, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. Once again, a PDS tornado warning means that we have a particularly dangerous situation. Tornado warning with
a new tornado warning has been issued.
And a very large.
So how many
right
currencies have you gotten in
South
outbreak?
and Imogene area. This tornado is large enough. I mean, it could be larger than the town of Imogene. Imogene and
Judging by the
Summit
way
are
you had to
both
clear your
very
throat,
small
not much.
towns, right? So we don't want to play around. We've got to run, not walk to shelter. This is the kind that you have to.
Oh, there's always a break.
You have to try.
Just gotta
You have
find
to
it.
try to protect yourself from this one. You're not going to accidentally, just get through this and not realize that you're even under a tornado warning. Like if you lived out here for a while, you've probably been in those situations before where I've been under a tornado warning and nothing happened. A PDS tornado warning is different. We have a large, life-threatening tornado on the ground right now, and it looks to me like it's getting stronger. So we've got to make sure we let everybody down there know. If you know somebody in this area, please call them, text them, whatever we've got to do to get them into their safe spots, okay? Specific area where the tornado could be in, and like honestly, at this point, it's kind of pointless to talk about specific areas because the tornado is so big. It could be impacting a very large area between Imogene and Shenandoah. But the closest landmark that I can find that
When you say
situation is near is the
2%, that's still a
Helping
shitty ass
Seniors
number. Now, if you say
Nursing Home.
20%, that's a different
So,
story.
hopefully everybody there is
5% is a very shitty ass number.
shelters. Once again, we want to be
50%, that's a different
underground
story.
if possible.
You
If we
need
can't
to
be
get on the same
underground,
level as me.
Then we want to get into that most interior room.
Because
with as
anything
many
that's
walls between
below
us and the outside
15%
world as
chance
possible,
is not going to
and-
fucking
and
happen.
sheltering in
Plain
place.
and simple.
You want to protect your head. If
So
you've
the
got a
single
helmet,
digit
put that
numbers you're
helmet
giving me
on.
don't mean shit.
If you don't have a helmet, literally grab the mattress off the bed and put that between you and potentially stuff, flying at you or falling on you from the roof caving in and stuff like
Okay,
that. That's
5%.
the number one way you're gonna
Doesn't
get
mean
hurt
shit.
in a situation
Which
like
means
this is
ain't going to
debris.
happen. 50%,
Protect yourself
that's
from
a
that
different
debris.
story. Which
And,
means it
yeah,
can and
huge
cannot
tornado
happen.
here. Honestly,
But
a
most definitely might
nightmarish
happen.
view,
That's
from,
what 50%
Corey
means.
Gherkin,
5% don't
as
mean
he
shit.
is
It means
near
it
Sydney,
ain't going to
Iowa,
happen.
moving off
That's what
to
I
the
mean by
east,
you need to get on the same level as me.
following this storm. I don't know how long it's going to produce a tornado, but it could continue for quite some time. Let's go ahead and put Bryce Shelton in 1, y'all. And let's continue
Radar
to track
dropping
this
out
via
usually
radar. So once again,
indicates
that tornado
not
is
good.
right here. It's going to cross over Highway
Which
59
means the
next,
storm-
and it's going to go
which
towards
means the
Essex.
storm took
If
it
you've
out.
got anybody in Essex, you've got to get to shelter. Nyman, you guys have got to get to shelter as well. Let's go ahead and get there in Shenandoah, even though I've got a good feeling that this is probably going to go to your north in Shenandoah.
It came in like a
However, let's get to
wrecking
shelter anyways. Also in Coburg, you guys are going to want to get to shelter right now. We've got to start thinking about maybe even farther downstream, because if I zoom out here, this is an isolated supercell, right? This is going to continue.
Give me a
for
minute. Let
little
me get in
while.
this straight away and I'll look at the pic.
Maybe even as far down as into
in this straight
Villisca
away.
and Corning, maybe down there towards places like Notley
Let's see,
and Brooks.
what the fuck
You guys
is
need to
this
start
shit?
preparing for this thing coming right up towards you. Man. Yeah, this is crazy. This is great. We have 5% tornado risk today, by the way. 5%.
the fuck am I looking at? Looks like something that belongs in a blender. Okay, let me slide this over to my main screen so you can see what I'm seeing here, okay? Pull up my screen.
5% tornado risk.
Because I want to see if I'm getting
Now we've
this
got a
right in my head.
PDS tornado warning.
I don't want to look like a dumbass, okay?
For this massive circulation
Blight
coming
fucking shot.
across
Just look at my damn
Fremont,
screen.
Mills, and Montgomery counties in Iowa.
Well, shut up my damn screen.
Yeah, nobody was expecting this today. I'll be honest with you. Thank goodness for standby mode, and thank goodness for the National Weather Service.
These green,
and,
hold on. Let me finish.
The weather intensity.
These green
score,
dots, you know what this reminds me of?
we're
Outbreak.
here.
Okay, so we're
But
just
I'm
gonna
telling you
ignore
what,
these dots,
like,
or else I'm gonna think
I
of a
did not
fucking
think
game.
that we would have to be dealing
That
with this.
looks like a fucking demon tornado. That's how it looks. Sorry, just speak my mind on the matter. Now, what you say looks like a wrecking ball is
All right,
this
so I'm going to
right
keep
here,
monitoring this
where I'm circling.
as we continue to track this supercell off to the east. Once again, I don't see this thing calming down anytime soon. It looks like it's going to try to do another big push here. This thing still has. Oh my gosh, are you guys seeing this? Holy smokes! That's one of the more insane radar scans
Where
I've seen in a
exactly
while.
is the radar located?
So this thing is
What
an
city
incredibly
of
powerful
Omaha?
supercell, and
So
we
this
already
is
know
nowhere
it's
near it.
producing a tornado. If this thing cycles again and produces another one,
Wait, so it's
you know,
down, like,
or if
down
it
here off the
continues
map.
to produce the same one, I'm
that
really
what you're
concerned
saying?
about our friends in Essex. Oh my God.
Send me the full picture of the radar.
That is an
'Cause
unbelievably
I
powerful
cannot grasp
tornado.
this without a better view.
Or
And this is
you know, at least a
not the
rotating
best view to see.
mesocyclone.
I had mine, but I guess that works. Okay, so the radar is actually over here.
Once again, we have a confirmed
So
tornado
this is like
on the ground
nowhere
here.
near the fucking radar.
Moving in the general direction
Yeah,
of
so
Essex. And a lot of people are asking about Andy. Andy is with us. He's talking to me in our stream text here. He's just, we didn't expect to go live today, so he's not.
Either way,
set up,
since
you
the
know what I mean?
radar is over, shooting a number out of my
And a
ass.
super
Don't quote me
huge
on the
shout out to
mileage. Since
Dennis
the
Kennedy.
radar
Thank you
is
for that.
over
It's
100
huge
miles away from the storm, they
so if
wouldn't
you're
be
just now
fucking it
tuning
up
in,
like
we have
this.
a PDS tornado
So,
warning for Fremont,
which
Mills,
kind of tells
Montgomery,
me
and
that this
Page
bitch
counties
is
in
building
Iowa.
rapidly.
And we have a
Something is
just
speeding
a
it.
massive tornado coming together here. We've seen it a couple of times.
Do you
We're
have a
starting
way
hear
to
now
see
of
the
significant
low
damage
pressure and
that it's
high
doing,
pressure?
and we're
Because
really
that's what's going to be
concerned
feeding
about
it
our
or
friends
kill
in
it.
Essex in Iowa. This is an unbelievably life-threatening situation. I
Because
can't believe
and I
that we
could
have a
be
tornado,
wrong,
signature
so
of
if I
this
am wrong on
magnitude,
this, correct me.
you know,
Low
during
pressure
a
feeds
day
it,
like this,
high
but
pressure
here we
kills it.
are. You know, I just really hope that we're getting the word out here to the people between Shenandoah, Essex, and Coburg and Iowa, because 5%
So I had
tornado
it
risk.
backwards.
Lots of people might not be thinking about this. We're hearing that the tornado sirens are not working in the town of Imogene. So once again, the way that we're going to help these people is by working together. If you know somebody out there, call them. If you know somebody that knows somebody out there, call them. We got to let these people know that there's a monster tornado heading into the greater Essex area in Iowa. Now, let me zoom out a little bit here, because I know we've got people watching that are in other areas as well, especially around Des Moines. We do have a storm coming towards you in Des Moines, and there is a tornado warning associated with that storm, but it is not currently as significant as the one to the south.
Pretty much
but we still have a
crashed a little
tornado
bit.
warning for Cumberland.
Though I don't know if this is the same
And,
one, though.
we still have a tornado warning for Norway.
Is this the same one?
So you guys need to be taking shelter out there. I promise I'll keep you guys updated on this as it gets closer to Greenfield, Winterset, and Des Moines. Those are all places where that storm is going.
Is
towards.
this the same
There is
one?
also another storm that has popped up a little bit farther to the north, up here near Holstein and Correctionville.
Yeah, let me take-
We've
let
got
me
a
take the
severe
fucking
thunderstorm
light
warning
off.
for Ida and Woodbury counties in Iowa down there. And but nothing compares to the supercell down here to the south. This is the one that's actually currently directly threatening lives to all the people that are in the path here in and around Essex. So monster tornado coming into the greater Essex area of Iowa.
A new tornado emergency has been issued.
And we now have a tornado.
A new tornado emergency
Usually red
has
box
been issued.
usually means tornado warning.
Wow.
And this shit's in the high range.
So
and
once
it
again,
fucking
a tornado emergency means that we have a confirmed
yeah,
deadly
another one
tornado
just
on the
popped
ground
up.
here.
What's with this line?
And I'm just going to wait for that graphic to pop up on our end here. But yeah, there it is.
Surely they don't
tornado
think that that's
emergency
the
means
fucking
that we've got
path, is it?
a deadly tornado working its way into the Essex area of Iowa. This is a Fremont, Montgomery, and Page counties
not
in
the fucking
Iowa.
path, so
You
what
are
the
under
fuck's
a
the
tornado
point?
emergency. This is one of the most
Yes, I heard you the first 3 damn times.
potentially life-threatening situations that you've ever
Gotta
found
be a
yourself
broken
in.
record, dude. Chill out.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you're just now tuning into this. You don't know what's going on here. If you're in the town of Essex, if you are in the town of Nyman, or anywhere just to the north of Shenandoah in Iowa, all the way over towards Yorktown and Bethesda in Iowa, you have gotten to shelter in place. We've got a tornado, one of the larger tornado signatures I've ever seen currently right now to the east of Imogene in Iowa, producing, once again, catastrophic damage to whatever it hits. If the town of Essex was to get hit head-on by this tornado, it would destroy the town. Okay, so let's hope that that doesn't happen, but we can't run off of hope here. Okay, we have to do everything we can to protect our life in this very life-threatening situation. Right now, that tornado is going to be near Pierce Creek Recreation Area, and Essex might be just small enough to barely get missed here, but we don't want to take any chances. Everybody in Essex needs to be underground. If you know where Essex Scale is, if you know where the new cooperative is there on the northwest side of town,
Those are some
you
nice
could probably see it
hooks,
right now
though.
if you were standing out there. I would not recommend you look for it, though. Buckridge Labradors. This is around where the tornado is going to cross Highway 140 or 140th Street. Everybody in the town of Essex, once again, needs to run, not walk to shelter. Freddie McKinney's getting close to it. I don't know if he's got a visual, but he's getting very close, and we're starting to see that large hail pop in on his side too. So he's coming in behind it. So he's going to be entering in through the rear flank downdraft. So I don't know if we'll be able to see a visual of the tornado here, but it's definitely in there. It's right in front of him. If we can see through the hail core, we're going to get some sort of visual here soon from Freddie McKinney. So we might want to put Freddie in 1. All right, so let's go back over here. We're going to continue to watch Freddie's stream, and we're going to continue to update you on our tornado emergency here as it goes towards Nyman and Bethesda. Once again, a catastrophic tornado is currently working through the greater Essex area of Iowa, somewhere near the Pierce Creek Recreation area.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
In the town of Essex, we have a tornado that's likely as large as the town of Essex itself, crossing Highway 48 as it goes towards Nyman, and then eventually over there towards the Black Earth excavation area. If you know where that is, you know the general path that the tornado is taking. Also, Pioneer County Park campgrounds are in the path. The Wabash Trace Nature Trail is in the path. And, of course, Broad Street School is in the direct path of this extremely dangerous storm. This is, once again, the most dangerous situation you've ever found yourself in if you live in the town of Essex right now. All we can do at this point is hope that we got the word out there and hope that for whatever reason this thing is going to lift right over the town. Essex is very small, right? So there's a chance here that, this thing will dance around the town or whatever, but, we've got to prepare for the worst here. Stay sheltered in Essex for the next 19 minutes. Stay sheltered in Imogene for the next 19 minutes. Even though the greater part of the rotation is past you now, you're going to want to stay sheltered. Definitely stay sheltered in Coburg and Shenandoah for the next 19 minutes, all the way over to Yorktown and Bethesda. You guys have got to stay in those safe spots.
Yeah, the tornado. Yo, look at that tornado.
All right, we believe it's rain wrapped.
I'm looking at the tornado right now.
No, I see it. There it is. That, you know what? That actually might be a new. That might be a new one.
It might actually be roping out though. Sadly. Well, actually, no, it's a good thing.
Because I believe that our
I
main
would like to
circulation
see
here.
a little bit more of the tornado, but
Hey, listen. All we're gonna do.
it's always good for
we've
having
got
the tornado
tornadoes here. We got tornadoes there. We're either what we're looking at
Especially on
here
a
is
tornado
the main
emergency.
tornado or it's not. The fact of the matter is everybody needs to be sheltered. Nothing changes here between Essex and Nyman. This is an incredibly dangerous situation for you. Okay. Yeah, it kind of looks to me like that might be a tail cloud or something else other than a tornado, because here's what's happening. It's either a new tornado that's kind of like a new circulation, or it's not a tornado at all, and the actual tornado is behind that in the massive wall of rain, okay? Because I'm telling you guys, the tornado that's on the ground right now, the main one, is probably larger than what we're seeing there. But regardless, I mean, it really doesn't matter. We just got to make sure everybody's getting into the safe spots here.
So it could recycle.
If you're just now tuning in, we have a tornado emergency. A tornado emergency right now for Fremont, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. This is something that you don't see every day. Even, I mean, there's some times where we have high risks of severe weather where we expect big tornado outbreaks and we don't see tornado emergencies. Today, we were, we had 5% tornado risk, and here we are with the tornado emergency. That's why it's so important to always pay attention to the National Weather Service and alerts as they come out, even when you've got a lower tornado risk. My goodness, man, look at this monster. You literally can see the whole thing here on reflectivity. Giant. Unbelievable imagery coming in here from our tornado emergency. And once again, if you're just now tuning in, what a tornado emergency means is it's the highest level tornado warning that the National Weather Service can issue, right? They only issue that whenever there is certainly a catastrophic tornado ongoing. So we do believe that catastrophic damage is happening around Essex, Iowa right now, and potentially that could be coming up towards Coburg. So please make sure you're sheltered in Coburg right now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I really hope we did a good job of getting the word out there, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people in this area that were not thinking about this stuff tonight. Right now, that tornado is likely somewhere just to the east of the Nishnabanta River. I hope I'm saying that right. And it's moving in the general direction of Nyman. The good news is now that it has passed Essex, for the most part, the circulation is past Essex. There's not a lot in between Essex and Nyman, but if it makes it up there to Nyman, we could be in trouble once again, where we have a few houses and a couple of community centers, including the Fremont Township area, that could be hit head on by a massive tornado. This thing is capable of producing one of the larger tornadoes that we've seen this year. Nishnabotna? Okay. All right. I'm sorry about that, guys. I've never seen that river before. But you guys know what I'm talking about. So now I don't know if we've had any confirmed damage from the town of Essex, but we're going to be listening in there. I'm really hoping that town got missed, by this tornado, because that could have done some really significant damage there. Do we have anybody in chat from Essex? How are we doing? Gosh, we still have a huge lowering here. I believe that I believe Stormrunner Media has got a decent view of it right now. It's a little bit farther away from him there, but you can see it in the distance a little bit. What in the heck's going on Freddy's stream? Who is that? What in the world? Anyways, if you're just now tuning in, we've got a really unfortunate situation where we have a monster storm producing a big tornado out here near Essex, Iowa, and it's wrapped in rain. It's nighttime. It's a nightmarish situation for the residents and also our storm chasers here who are trying their best to give us a view of what's going on out there. But even for them, professional storm chasers, it's kind of hard to keep up with exactly what's going on here. But once again, we got a tornado emergency for Fremont, Montgomery, and Page counties in Iowa. Let's put Stormrunner in 2. Swap whoever's in 2 and Stormrunner.
Tornado.
And let's go back to this 3 view here. And once again, this is the area of rotation that we're watching right here between Essex and Coburg. One good thing that I'm seeing is that the rotation looks a little bit more broad here, but this is still on the ground. This is still a big tornado. It's still doing damage here.
The tornado,
I'm concerned about
the tornado
Nyman.
that is
Nyman
on the
is
ground
an incredibly small. Is it even a town?
Northwards.
Nyman is. It looks to me like it's just a church.
Heading northwards.
I see the Fremont Lutheran Church. There's one house next to it. Hopefully those people obviously are sheltered, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff for this to hit right now. If it continues on its current trajectory, though, which it does look like there's a little bit of an occlusion going on. You guys see that? Notice how the main motion of the tornado for the past little bit has been pretty much west to east, but right here in the last couple of frames, you see how it's kind of curled up a little bit, or at least the rotation has kind of culminated more onto a spot that is farther north than where it was on average before. We might have a little bit of an occlusion happening here, where areas north of Nyman need to be more concerned potentially than Bethesda. All right, so they let that tornado emergency go. We no longer have a tornado emergency.
All this time and effort went to waste.
But the people in Nyman and surrounding areas need to be sheltered. Still believe there's a huge tornado on the ground here. Back room, another one that we need to be watching is Adam Lucio. He's right in front of the
what, bro?
Couplet. All right, so if you're just now tuning in, this has been crazy, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I did not think
Is this supposed to hit like any towns or something?
And here, you know, weather intensity score crossed the threshold. We went live, and now we've had a tornado emergency. We're still listening to reports. I haven't heard any significant damage reports yet, but we will let you know what we learn. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Freddy's stream, but like something has happened here. There's a reason why Freddy was outside of the vehicle. It looks like he's like shining a
So it's
flashlight
basically
into this
like
ditch.
2008
I don't know
all
what's
over
going on
again.
there. As soon as we hear something from Freddy, we'll let you know.
Or whatever what
Somebody
happened
on our
last
team
time.
probably should listen in. But there, yeah, it looks like there's an emergency vehicle or something up there too. So I don't know. I saw Fred, like Freddy's fine.
Defect.
Oh, okay, there's a flip truck. Okay, so somebody's probably hurt out here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeesh, man. Once again, this is a live look from Page County, Iowa, where we just had a tornado emergency. It looks like a tornado might have hit that vehicle head on.
Hello?
I don't know anything about the the people inside of it, but of course we're in touch with Freddie, and we'll let you know if you know what happened there. But this is a look at what the tornado looks like on radar right now, and another good reminder of even in a tornado warning, I think it's smart to stay off the roads, right? If being in a mobile home is bad for tornadoes,
I'm gonna need like
being
all
on the
these
road in a
trains like
vehicle is
skedaddle,
also
bro.
bad for tornadoes. So if you are currently traveling on Highway 71, for example, this storm eventually will cross Highway 71 between Villisca and Hepburn somewhere. Probably not a bad idea to wait for that storm to cross the road before you keep driving north. You know what I'm saying? So
The train was supposed to go here,
very,
but where?
sobering reminder there of what can happen, and that probably tells me that this definitely was rain wrapped, because whoever was in that vehicle probably didn't even see it.
Jeez.
All right, so Andy is telling me to focus back here on the radar, because we've got something interesting going on here. We've got a handoff happening. Unfortunately, that means that we're going to go through this again. So we just talked about the occlusion, right? So we had this tornado go through Essex, and now it's kind of occluding off to the north and kind of getting absorbed into the main supercell. And what happens a lot of times here is that energy is going to be transferred over to a new area of rotation, and that's popping up over here now to the west of Hepburn. So now we've got maybe a new tornado coming together right over Bethesda. So this is not over. This is not over. Bethesda, Hepburn, take shelter if you haven't already. Surprisingly, the town of Hepburn isn't under a tornado warning. I'm sure they'll issue one here soon. But y'all watch out in Hepburn. Y'all watch out in Henshaw and Gus. New circulation trying to come together here now. By the way, this is our only tornado warning. We have no other tornado warnings right now. The storm that's to the north here, the one that's to the west of Greenfield right now, is a severe thunderstorm warning.
A new PDS tornado warning has been issued.
And the rotation's not quite as serious as the one to the south. A new PDS tornado warning
has been issued.
So, if you're in Greenfield, get ready. We do have a tornado possible tag on this, but right now there's no tornado warning other than the one that we've got down here to the south. So that's why we're focused so much on this. Okay, so yeah, they've extended our PDS tornado warning now all the way out to Villisca and Hepburn. So thankfully, Hepburn and Villisca, you are officially included in the tornado warning. Please take shelter if you're out there anywhere in Montgomery County now and Page counties in Iowa. All right, let's put Storm Runner in 2. I'm gonna go back to the 3 view here. God,
this train finally stopped.
What an incredible view of this thing from Storm Runner. So it looks like the main mesocyclone is no longer producing a tornado that's actually making contact with the ground, but it's about to again. It's about to produce a new one. And honestly, I shouldn't even say that, because this is probably still on the ground back there somewhere near Nyman. The good news is that there's not a lot going on back here, and hopefully this circulation will let up over time.
That doesn't even look real.
Put Storm Runner Media in 1. Let's once again, if we're in Hepburn, we've got to get to shelter. If there's anybody that I think is probably next in line to get hit by tornado producing storm here. It's definitely you guys. Hepburn, Iowa, and Villisca, Iowa. You're in an incredibly dangerous situation here.
It just keeps lightning. It keeps on striking 24/7 on lightning strike after lightning strike after lightning strike. Jeez.
That is one of the more impressive shots you'll ever see of a storm there from Storm Runner Media. Unbelievable stuff. And once again, this is the storm that is right now. It's past Essex, and it's coming up towards the town of Villisca.
What is the name?
And unfortunately, man, I really do think that we're going to see potentially another very strong tornado coming together right here between Bethesda and Hepburn. So once again, if you know anybody out there, you've got to let them know. You got to call them, text them, share this with them, tell them to tune into their favorite weather person, whatever we've got to do. Because I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of people out there that were not thinking about tornadoes today, and I don't blame them. This was not expected. Golly. This is honestly one of the craziest supercells that we've had. Yeah, so Des Moines, I know we got a lot of people watching and tuning in from Des Moines. You're not under any sort of warning right now. I promise as these storms get closer to Des Moines, we will keep you posted. But this one in particular is not going to get to Des Moines at all. There's another storm that might hit Des Moines, but this more southern one, the one that's produced the big tornadoes, it's going to stay to the south. All right, give me a second. I got to get something to drink. All right. We're replenished. We're ready to go. So if you're just now tuning in, we do have a PDS tornado warning currently for Montgomery and Page counties in Iowa. And then up here, we just got a new severe thunderstorm warning in Adair and Cass counties in Iowa. And this is going to be a tornado possible tag on that. So that means that there's not enough confidence at this point to issue a tornado warning, but they're saying that it's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. And I mean, like the storm looks like it is capable of producing a tornado, if I'm honest. It's not quite as primed to as the one farther to the south, but I don't like the way this looks. Unfortunately, for our friends in Fontenelle and Greenfield, of all places, we do have to say, y'all watch out. This might be a situation where we have to take shelter at some point here. Really hope that we don't have to go through that for you guys again, but you know, just let's prepare just in case. Potentially have 2 tornadoes here to your south in Montgomery and Page counties in Iowa. And yeah, that's coming up towards Hepburn and Villisca right now. So all we can do at this point is just keep calling these town names out. And just really hope that we're getting the word out there. Hepburn, Villisca, even outside of that tornado warning, we probably need to be paying attention right now in Nottoway. So take shelter if you're in Nottoway, Iowa as well. It does look it does look like our occluding tornado is kind of dissipating up here. So that's good news. This is now our main focus right in here. That's the new rotation that we're most zoned in on right now. PDS stands for particularly dangerous situation. Yeah, the lightning on these storms is nuts. And that's concerning because it indicates that these storms aren't weakening, right? In fact, as that low-level jet has continued to increase, we've got a lot more friction happening up there. And just a lot more stuff moving around. The updraft is still quite robust, and we probably got still some very large hail, and it just indicates to us that we're probably not out of the woods just yet. Once again, we still have a PDS tornado warning for Montgomery and Page counties in Iowa. And if Storm Runner Media puts us back on that roof cam again, we'll pull that up full.
I'm so close.
And I want to
going
update you
bed.
on the
I'm so
Greenfield
tired.
storm because this is something that we'll have to continue to watch here.
But I want to
I
at
wouldn't be
least stay up
surprised
until
if
10
at some
because
point we had
I
a
do
tornado
work
warning
tomorrow.
issued for Greenfield with this. I'm not going to say that that's definitely going to happen, but we need to prepare for that.
I need to get
If
my
we're in
money.
Greenfield, we got
my
a strong
money.
storm coming. Quarter size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. We do have some rotation that's increasing here. So Greenfield, y'all watch out. And our PDS tornado warning, our particularly dangerous situation tornado warning continues for 42 minutes for the town of Villisca. Hopefully everybody in Hepburn is sheltered because that's about where the
a new
circulation
tornado
is
warning
now.
has been issued.
Got something. Oh yeah, we can see very clearly our lowering there from
A
Freddy's
new
page,
tornado warning has
or
been
from
issued.
Freddy's feed. Okay, and we just got a new tornado warning. And that's not for the Greenfield storm. That's going to be a continuation of our warning that we're watching here near Villisca. So now you're under a tornado warning in Adams and Taylor counties in Iowa. This includes Nottoway now. This includes Brooks, Corning, Prescott, and Lennox. So it's y'all's turn to take shelter, okay? Some places that are in the path of this storm that, by the way, is not just capable of producing a tornado, but also very capable of producing up to lime-size hail. This includes Lennox Grade School, the Prescott Elementary School. We do have both the Corning Specialty Care Nursing Home. What's up with all the nursing homes tonight? Are you kidding me? Vintage Park Apartments Nursing Home. These are all in the path now of a very dangerous tornado-warned storm.
Oh yeah, I wasn't supposed to use my brakes. Screw you, driver.
Yeah, lots of people still tuning in from Des Moines, rightfully so. You got good reason to be concerned. You're hearing about tornadoes in Iowa. This is happening far to your south. There are going to be storms in Des Moines tonight, and we will be here for you, letting you know what's up with those as they come towards you. But it's nothing. You're not under any warnings right now, and it doesn't look like this storm in particular is going to come up towards Des Moines.
What is this annoying taxi driver doing?
Unbelievable lightning on this.
Quit ramming into me.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's probably the most constant lightning I've ever seen. There's no breaks. There's no moments where there's not a lightning strike. Almost hard to look at.
Over 120. Oh my god. What's some whiny babies? Like, let me break the law.
And once again, if you're just now tuning in, this is a
Like
live look at
asking a
the
drunk
tornado
driver not
warned
to
storm
drink.
that's going through the town of Villisca right now.
Famous quotes said by famous people.
By the way, do we have anybody watching in
An
Villisca?
idiot.
How are you guys doing? Stay sheltered for at least the next 40 minutes. It does look like the biggest part of the rotation is going to go to your south, but you've got these little sneaky things that are kind of occluding up into the storm. I wouldn't risk it. I'd stay in that safe spot for 40 minutes. Our biggest area of concern is right down here. This is going to continue to go in this direction. We've got to be sheltered in Henshaw, Gus, and Ivyville, especially out here in Iowa.
Oh,
So let's go check back in on the Greenfield storm again. And yeah, I mean, it keeps tightening up. I mean, it's not incredibly tight, but we've seen tornado warnings for less. We do have rotation here, and we know the environment that we're in. If you take a look at the supercell by itself, I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, this looks like a storm that's very much capable of producing a tornado. So we've got to be under the impression here that at some point in the near future, Fontanelle and Greenfield, Iowa might be under a tornado warning. So y'all watch out in Greenfield. You're not under a tornado warning now, but one might be coming soon. This is also the storm that would eventually impact Des Moines if it makes it up there. So this is still pretty far away from you, okay? But we'll be here. We'll be here when it gets there. Wow, this is just some crazy supercellular activity that we're seeing here tonight, guys.
Oh, you frick! You didn't let me do my shortcut.
Once again,
I'm gonna
honestly
run
did
you
not
over.
see this one coming.
Mhm.
I'll see you guys down there. Give me just a second. All right, so if you're just now tuning in, we're watching two massive supercells out here in Iowa. We've got the one tornado warned storm here for Corning and Lennox. That's Adams and Taylor counties. We've got 2-inch hail and a potential tornado coming into the Nottoway area here soon. And now we've got this storm that's coming up towards Greenfield that doesn't have a tornado warning yet, but might soon, okay? The rotation with this one is it's nowhere near as robust as the one to the south, but it is there, and we're about to have some interactions here. We're about to have a couple of storms interact with this storm. You see this area of increased reflectivity down here near Bridgewater. That might come up and interact with the storm in a way, we call it a nudge. That might increase the chances of a tornado trying to form here, maybe right around Fontanelle. So we're watching that, and we're just watching the overall evolution of the storm. And we're just going to be ready to relay that information if it comes out, if we get a new tornado warning here. I also want to briefly talk about some other storms that we've got while we don't have a tornado on the ground. Over here in Emmett County, Iowa, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning for 34 minutes. We also have we have a blizzard warning in Alaska. I accidentally clicked that. Just in case anybody's watching up here in Utikavik, blizzard warning for the next day. Get ready for that. But back down in Iowa, we have lime-size hail once again coming into Montgomery and eastern portions of Page County, and then lime-size hail also coming into Adams and Taylor counties with that 60-mile-per-hour winds. This is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. But yeah, we no longer have a PDS tornado warning or a confirmed tornado warning or anything. It looks like the tornado that we were just tracking with our PDS tornado warning has potentially lifted. But hey, listen, it's dark. We've got limited data here. If I was in Villisca, I would not be moving out of my safe spot, at least not for the next 15 minutes or at least maybe even 30 minutes. Wait till the storm stops completely. Now we've got to be concerned about our friends in Nottoway, Brooks, and Corning, as there is still a massive mesocyclone here. A new tornado is likely coming together, and it's likely going to try to move up in this general direction over the next 30 minutes. Hey, we do have somebody watching in Alaska. See, like we keep everybody in the loop here. We don't leave anybody out.
New information. This tornado warning has been
Yeah, we were live for the
New
Greenfield
information.
tornado last year.
This tornado warning has been upgraded.
I don't think we'll see anything like that. Hopefully, you know, like, but it is unfortunate that our friends in Greenfield might have to consider taking shelter here soon, as this is coming together quite significantly as it approaches Greenfield. Still no tornado warning for Greenfield, but it could be coming soon. A tornado possible tag there on that severe thunderstorm warning, though. Quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Any idea what West Texas might look like this weekend? We might dive into the forecast a little bit here if you guys want to. Maybe while we don't have a whenever we don't have like an active tornado warning. We do have a radar indicated PDS tornado warning now for this storm, which means that based off of the radar returns, if there's a tornado that comes out of this, it will be significant. So we don't have any confirmed indication that there's a tornado down, but what we do have is enough data here on radar to say that, okay, if this is producing a tornado, it's a big one. So we have a PDS tornado warning now for Ivyville, Holt, Bushville, Mercer, and Lenox. So take shelter now. And yeah, I'm not surprised at all that this got another PDS warning, even though we don't know for sure that there's a tornado down, just because of the cell's history and the radar returns there. Like, this is obviously still very much capable of producing a very large tornado. Yeah, I think we'll be live again tomorrow. What's the name of that website that I use to show the models? Oh, yeah, I remember. Hold on. All right, so I'm getting some reports now that we've got potentially some considerable damage in the Nyman, Iowa area, just west of Villisca. So that's an area that we were talking about a lot just a moment ago. I don't know any more specific details, but I will let you know as soon as I hear it. Yeah, Greenfield storm continues to tighten up on velocity as well. I'm surprised we don't have a tornado warning for that yet. We once again, we might be getting one for that storm here soon. Daggone it, y'all. Where's my daggone stuff at? Oh yeah, there's a chance that we'll so here's what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to be on standby mode again. Tomorrow's not like a slam dunk, like, yeah, we're definitely going to stream kind of day. So we'll be back in the hot seat here on standby mode, and storms are going to start popping up around probably not until like 5, 6, or 7 p.m. Eastern. But we're going to have some significant storms popping up in Michigan, maybe over here in Illinois and Missouri, down into Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. And it looks like prime time for severe weather tomorrow is going to be between 6 p.m. and maybe midnight. So we will be live tomorrow during that time period if we get tornado warnings and stuff. So the point of standby
Hey
mode
Ryan,
is...
this is Bryce. I'm about 6 miles southeast of Wasilla, Iowa on Road 820 with no service, but I do have a tornado that just planted to the north of Road J20, right out of our window, actually.
All right, so that was a report from Bryce Shelton, who is now saying that he's seeing a tornado with our storm here that has that PDS radar indicated tornado warning. So back room, keep an eye on Bryce. Put him in 1 if he's got a good shot of it. Otherwise, keep Storm Runner up there. He's on the same storm. Yeah, this is likely producing another tornado now between Henshaw and Nottoway. Once again, we got a PDS tornado warning for Adams and Taylor counties. And if this thing plots another tornado, it is going to be a very significant one. It's tightening up. So hopefully everybody's gotten the message here in Ivyville, Henshaw, Gus, Bushville, Holt, Mercer, Corning, Brooks, and Lennox. This is an incredibly dangerous situation that you're in here with that PDS tornado warning, and now we're getting some reports from storm chasers that it is on the ground. Some of the places in the path there, once again, are the Corning Specialty Care Nursing Home, Prescott Elementary School, and Lennox School. We've got lots of reports coming in. It took down an entire line of poles on Highway 59 northwest of Essex. At least a few houses are damaged. One bad enough they're asking rescue to be on standby. Incredible imagery here from Storm Runner Media. I think... Oh man, that's so hard to see. Okay, I'm not seeing anything making contact with the ground there, but we might have just maybe an uncondensed funnel. It's close enough to where I would say that there's certainly potentially a tornado on the ground there. So once again, PDS tornado warning for the Ivyville area. Everybody in Ivyville, Brooks, and Henshaw and Gus needs to be in their safe spots. This is a live look at your storm right now as it continues to intensify. And, this is just one of the craziest looking storms, man. Like, Bryce's view is a little bit higher quality. Look at that. Like, what is even going on there? Are you guys seeing this? It looks otherworldly. It looks like he's on Neptune or something. Wild. Absolutely wild. Yeah, this is so close. And once again, if this plants a tornado, it's going to be a huge one. I just can't get enough of this. Like this is crazy. All right. If you're just now tuning in, we've got a PDS tornado warning for Adams and Taylor counties in Iowa. We've got a couple of reports of a tornado being down here. We don't have anything confirmed by the National Weather Service, but what we do have confirmed is like this is one of the strongest storms that we've seen all year here on the channel, and it's coming right into the greater Corning and Brooks area. We also have another storm up here coming into Greenfield, Iowa. Y'all, the storm is about to come through town right now. The rotating part of the storm is going to go through Greenfield, maybe just slightly to the north, but there's still no tornado warning. I'm going to go ahead and say that you should prepare for one just in case. We don't know for sure that there's going to be a tornado, but y'all watch out just in case that comes together right over town. Hopefully it slides by you and you don't have to worry about it, but just know that we are watching that storm very closely. Okay, Storm Runner Media's got, this is it. This is the view of the lowering that we've been waiting for. And once again, that is very close to being on the ground. And if that goes all the way, this is going to be a huge tornado. And once it's in a decent spot. Ivyville's not huge. Obviously, we don't want it to hit any town. We don't want it to hit anything. But it's better if it doesn't hit large, the least stuff that it hits, the better, right? So the good news is once again, it's in a little bit of a rural area. But it is going to get close to Corning and Lennox, but let's hope it doesn't get too close, or let's hope that it doesn't even get any stronger than this, because if it does, that's going to be a big tornado. Freddie McKinney's got a really good view of whatever's going on up there as well. Unbelievable stuff. Even if you take away the tornado aspect from this storm, even just the storm by itself, the lightning, the hail, the view, the structure of it, this is one of the most impressive storms that we've seen all year. It's getting closer there. Look at that. We are moments away from this being a tornado on the ground, if it's not already. So once again, if you are just now tuning in, we've got a PDS tornado warning for Adams and Taylor counties in Iowa. This is our only tornado warning right now, so we are kind of hyper-focused on this. We've got a storm getting ready to go through Greenfield, Iowa that has some rotation on it. There's no tornado warning right now, but y'all watch out. We are keeping an eye on that. We will let you know when that storm is past you. Oh man. John Alt, thank you so much for that. It says, me and my wife want to thank you for keeping my family safe. We are from Spirit Lake, Iowa, and from the areas you were talking about. Thank you, John. I'm glad I could help. I'm completely mesmerized by our lightning storm here. By the way, if you're just now tuning in, we have one tornado warning. That's why we're so hyper focused on this area down here in Adams and Taylor counties. We do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, though, that I will take you to right now. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that's currently in effect way up here in more northern portions of Iowa, east of Spirit Lake, near Armstrong. That's going to go on for 19 minutes. Emmett County, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Greenfield, Iowa. The rotation with this is let up a little bit, so that's good news. But y'all keep watching out, at least for the next 18 minutes as the storm passes you. And we will keep you updated on that. But right now, no immediate tornado threat with the Greenfield storm. That storm is going to slowly but surely work its way up towards Des Moines. But right now, it is not. It's not producing any sort of warning or anything for Des Moines. We will let you know as soon as it does. Okay. Our most concerning thing by far is this storm down here in Adams and Taylor counties, and that's what we're going to continue to focus on. Hey, Ryan, can a storm still produce a tornado even if there's no hook echo visible? Yeah, absolutely. We see that all the time. These big, nasty storms like this that have the giant hooks and the big velocity signatures that say, hey, the tornado's right here, dummy. Those are actually rare. And they're actually, it's unfortunate because like a lot of times these produce the worst tornadoes, but they're also the easiest ones to kind of warn people about. Like, it's like, hey, you can teach somebody in like 5 seconds how to like spot this on radar. You know, it just kind of blurts out to you like, hey, tornadoes right here. But most tornadoes are not so easy to find. And so a lot of them are hidden in more complex storm structures. A lot of them don't have the big, nice hook here. Some of them are embedded into lines and are tiny little pixels on the radar inside of QLCS systems. So yeah, it happens all the time. There doesn't have to be a hook echo for there to be a tornado. Oh, wow. The overlay is showing a winter storm warning right now. That tells you how localized our severe weather threat is. Because it cycles through the top 10 current warnings. There's not even 10 severe thunderstorm warnings right now. What's happening with Storm Runner Media? I don't know. Looks like he might be helping somebody out. Adam Lucio's in the middle of intercepting a big storm here in Nottoway. So he's right in the middle of the strongest part of that rear flank side of the storm that's coming into the greater Brooks and Corning area right now. Once again, I do want to reiterate that everybody in Corning, Iowa should be sheltered. It's probably the biggest town that's in the path of this thing. Hopefully you guys are in your safe spots right now. All right, so yeah, it looks like Storm Runner was checking on somebody that might have gotten into some sort of little bit of an accident here, and now the emergency officials have shown up, so he's gonna continue on with his chase. I'm also hearing reports right now that Essex, Iowa, is reporting, quote, lots of damage. Yeah, it looks like this is ramping up again. You can see it here. That's once again another tornadoes here, dummy. View on the radar. So thankfully we have the ability to tell you where it is. But unfortunately, if this is producing a tornado or if it's about to produce a tornado, it's probably going to be a very, very big one. So please make sure you're getting into that safe spot in Ivyville, in Holt, Brooks, Corning, Prescott, and Lenox. This PDS tornado warning, or this tornado warning now, it's not even a PDS tornado warning anymore, but this tornado warning is going to last for 13 minutes. I'm assuming they're going to extend that, especially for our folks in places like Prescott and Lenox. Hey, Ryan, do you honestly think that Indiana will get severe storms Friday evening? Yeah, for sure. I don't know how, I don't think it'll be as intense as some of these other storm systems that we've tracked, but definitely, well, hey, I didn't think today was going to be this intense. So it's one of those things where we're going to have to fly. We're just going to have to do it on the fly. And once again, we'll be here ready to go live. And if we need to, like we did today, we'll hit the button and we'll do the coverage. And yeah, tomorrow's prime time for severe weather looks to be between 6 p.m. and midnight. What's the difference between categorical and probabilistic? So if you're looking at the SPC outlook for tomorrow, this is the categorical outlook. And basically that's just where we, we plot the forecast in categories, right? We have 5 potential categories. A 5 out of 5 is a high risk. That's very rare. A 1 out of 5 is a marginal risk that happens all the time. So this is just a culmination of all the different threats, the hail threat, the wind threat, and the tornado threat, all put together to kind of give you a categorical outlook of what kind of day we're going to have tomorrow. Slight risk, 2 out of 5 is what we expect right now. But on the probabilistic side, we have a 5% probability of tornadoes down here on the brown, and a very large, probably one of the larger 2% areas I've seen tomorrow from Texas all the way up to Michigan. And then if you look at the hail outlook for tomorrow, we've got a 15% probability of hail from Michigan to Texas, but there is a hatched risk actually over here from Kansas down into Texas and Oklahoma, where the hatched risk indicates that we could potentially have significant hail, probably larger than 2 inches in diameter, larger than lime size. So yeah, that's a brief explanation on that. If it's all right with you, I'm going to MS paint the yellow out of Northwest Arkansas. You go right ahead. Yeah, let's go check back in on our other storm up here in Greenfield. By the way, Greenfield, you're still under a severe thunderstorm warning. That, the part of the storm that we were concerned about is right over the town of Greenfield right now. But thankfully, it really hasn't done anything. It hasn't gotten any worse. It's not rotating enough to warrant a tornado warning. So I think you're going to be fine in Greenfield. But we're going to continue to watch this as it goes towards winter set. As it approaches winter set, it could, wrap up and try to produce a tornado. So we're not out of the woods just yet, but we're getting closer to being out of the woods, if that makes sense. Also, it looks like a lot of the forward flank, a lot of the the rainy part of this storm is going to be hitting Des Moines here soon. So we'll probably end up with a severe thunderstorm warning for some hail and winds in West Des Moines and places like Cumming and Earlham, Clucas, Boonville. Do you suggest anyone who is not in the area of the storm to not watch? Does it interfere with the people who actually need the info? Absolutely not, no. The more people that are watching this, the more likely it is that we reach the people who need the info. That's how like algorithms work on the internet, right? Like I hope that everybody watches this, whether you're in the tornado warning or not. Like that just helps everybody. It's a win-win for everybody. And like I'm telling y'all, it actually works whenever we say like, hey, if you know somebody in this town, call them. Like that's been like a huge thing that actually works. And yeah, I don't know what is it, the 6 degrees of separation or something. There's like a good chance that whenever we've got tens of thousands of people watching, there's a couple of people that actually know people that aren't even paying attention to the weather that live in the towns that we're talking about. Getting reports that Linux is sounding their tornado sirens now, which is good news. There is a good chance that these storms are going to stop producing tornadoes here soon, but continue to produce severe weather as we go forward, including very large hail and damaging winds. My plan is to stay on the air until the storms clear the greater Des Moines area, which could be, you know, what, an hour, hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. But we still have a tornado warning right now, so I don't want to diminish the current tornado threat. You know what I mean? Severe threat will continue for another hour or two. SPC. Will you be live tomorrow? I will, maybe. Hold on. Tomorrow's plan is, so tomorrow we're in standby mode. Same thing as today. Tomorrow we're in standby mode. So that means that myself and, you know, somebody who's going to be helping run the traffic cameras and stuff, we're going to be here at the Weather House just hanging out. And we're going to wait until Y'allbot starts screaming at us and saying, go live, which is what happened today. Yeah, you know, obviously we're watching the radar and talking to storm chasers and stuff too, but it's kind of fun to say that Y'allbot is our boss. But when the weather intensity score starts going up, we'll go live. But there's a chance tomorrow that, you know, the storms are mostly garden variety. We have some wind gusts, some hail here and there. And, you know, it's not really going to be worth sending out a notification to 3 million people for storms like that. So we will forego going live. But tomorrow we'll definitely have a video in the morning, and we'll be here all day. And if we get some tornadoes and stuff like we did today, we'll hit that live button and we'll be right here for you. But yeah, Y'allbot literally does, when the weather intensity score crosses our threshold for going live, Y'allbot does tell us, kind of like it's our boss, like, hey, go live. It's like a fire department here. The lights start flashing. It's like, and we just turn the camera on and And here we go. Yeah, you guys already hear it. The sound effects I just did were very realistic. Yeah, so yeah, we're still kind of waiting to hear some more news from the Essex to Villisca area. Last I heard is we've got significant damage, and that's it. It's pretty vague right now. If we start getting some more specific reports, I will relay those to you. Yeah, there's damage. There is damage. It's just we don't have anything specific just yet. It's safe to say that quite a few homes were impacted, and likely several homes destroyed from what we're hearing from preliminary scanner communications right now. What is Freddy doing?
There's a test right here, but by 8 a.m. Yeah, it's pretty good finger. Excuse me. Gosh, get the burps here. Pretty good finger. I'm cold.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I tuned in too late. Yeah, the lightning with this storm is incredible. So what's happening now is our tornado threat is decreasing. It's not zero. I don't want to sit here and say that we're not going to have another tornado warning, but it is decreasing. And our main threat at this point is going to be the wind and hails that goes into Creston and Afton. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning for Adams, Ringgold, Taylor, and Union counties in Iowa. So you want to get indoors and away from windows. No severe thunderstorm warning for Des Moines yet, but as this storm over here moves towards Winterset, I would be very surprised if they didn't issue a new warning, at least for Earlham, Winterset, maybe over towards Churchville and Patterson. So we're watching that. The severe weather threat will slowly diminish as time goes on, but these storms will make it plumb all the way over there to Michigan by the early morning hours, but they will be they will be weaker the farther east they go, I should say. It's nice to hear you not talk about Kentucky and Tennessee for a change. Yep, I think, we might get a little bit of a break over there. Kind of focus a little bit farther to the west for the next little bit. Oh, Kenzie, are you listening? Okay, never mind. Actually, mind. Will you update the Y'all Squad thing and then change false to true? I'll do the goal. Yeah, so once you get the raised for today, just change false to true.